chin and he steals the farm. How did that connect by anyway?
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Amazon EU Masters. It's all to play for as we go into our final game of the day. Just to set the stakes, if Fnatic Rising win this, they are 2-0 over Big, and that means there is no way they can catch them, so Fnatic will take first in the group. If Big win it, they do tie the head-to-head, and I'll need to get some double checks on the information on
I'm going to double check right now. Both teams are on 4-1. Both teams are tied right now. So whichever one wins will have one win over the other. So there's like no tiebreakers, no rules, nothing.
There we go. Thank you, Trouble. I apparently didn't look at my numbers before we started. So this is for first. It doesn't matter. It's literally for first. Fnatic did win it last time. These two teams played up versus each other. And Fnatic on a 2-0 streak right now today. Same for Big, though. And, you know, the games have been pretty good for Fnatic overall. Z10 did challenge them somewhat, but this game from Big versus Illumina they just got destroyed. There is no other way to word it. They were absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, you had to give it to Big though here. They read every single movement Illumina could do. And if there was something that I feel like we had criticized over and over in the NLC for Fnatic was how sometimes MAXI would be a little bit overzealous. Sometimes he would be, you know, a little bit invisible on the map. So the question is, how well MAXI wakes up on the day, right, to influence Fnatic. And so far today, all engines seem to be running for Fnatic Rising, but it's the same thing for Big. And I think we're about to have like one of the best games probably of the day, because I doubt any of these teams want to go through being second seed.
Yeah, it's a very hypey one. And, you know, it's kind of crazy because going into it as anyone, you know, I'll be open with you guys. I'm obviously going an NLC fan. These guys are representing my home region. So is Trouble. I'm just going to speak for you. You're going to also be cheering Fnatic a little bit here. But, you know,
I live in Germany, man. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah. It's a bit sus there. But the thing is if you've been a Fnatic Rising fan, it's been a bad year. They didn't make it out of play-ins during the group stages during the play-in stages, during the last EU Masters, and domestically it's been a bad year. They've not looked good. But they came into this tournament, they switched out Febervin, Dajor had some massive shoes to fill. And honestly, he's really starting to step up to the plate, and Bean especially as well. Bean has had absolutely killer tournaments so far.
I feel like the difference between Feby and Dajor is that Dajor is more flexible and can delve into a lot of different picks that we haven't necessarily seen from Feby then, like the Renekton's, like the Lucians, like the sets mid lane. He pretty much played anything and everything, and also a lot of the meta picks, if you will, like the Twisted Fates, the Ryzes, the Syndras. So it's just really hard to pinpoint where the Renekton, for example, or the set are gonna go, because both Pride and Dajor can play it. And I'm just thinking right here, is Kennen again going to be a priority pick for Fnatic Rising? They've already banned the Aurelia, which is a big threat. The Jace is still up and available, of course, and we'll have to wait and see if Fnatic Rising will prioritize that, because Pride is on fire on that Yoru.
He absolutely is. Now we're going to see the Rakan taken away. We'll see what Fnatic looks to go for as their pick up here.
Is it going to be the Kennen? Do you first pick the Kennen with Jace up?
That's the thing. I think both teams are kind of baiting it. And the thing is, just Fnatic, you know, if they pick Kennen at any point in this first rotation, Big will just pick it, because Big will get the second rotation on it. So I feel like no matter what, Big can either take the Jace or the Kennen and then ban the other one away if they want to. But it does look like we're having a bit of the standard stuff here, as the Viego going to get picked up for MAXI. Now Big looking to figure out what they're going to pick up for their top side. They're going to take the Camille here. So that does signal to me that maybe there's some wiggle room here. You've obviously got that Jace open, you've got the Kennen open, and that is a solid early rotation.
You got to be very careful, because the Camille and the Xin Zhao, To me, it smells like a Galio in the mid lane. There is the Twisted Fate open, which very easily Dajor could grab here to try and help his side lane shut the Camille down. But if Rika again replies with the Galio, we've seen how instrumental he was in the game versus Illumina, being all over the map. Same goes for Ryze. Semi-global, you want to be helping your side lanes, you want to be helping your jungle with that ultimate after 6. But if Rika also locks in a global, we're going to have them bashing heads. Oh, I think this is going to be the case if that Jace gets locked in.
Yeah, I think that's probably definitely going to be the one here. But we'll see if Fnatic aren't taking their time. They're thinking about it. We've seen Dajor fall back onto this Ryze somewhat regularly and actually locking in a little bit more global pressure, a little bit more weak side capability, Pride going for the Gangplank. Do you think that affects whether or not we're going to see the Galio, or do you think, no, it's still really good here?
I think it's still a really, really strong pick together with the Camille and the Zhao. I don't necessarily think you have to lock it in here, but I think it's just extremely strong to play with, especially when the Camille locks down a carry such as the Ryze or whatever AD carry they choose for being. Yeah, locking him into place, stunning him with the Galio, jumping on top of him is just going to be such a big problem. And I'm thinking maybe Fnatic Rising might have to start thinking about something like a Tam Kench possibly down the bot lane.
Ooh, that's a bit of a spicy one there. I like it. I like it. We'll see what they decide to go for.
Rhuckz.
Yeah. You do still also have, you know, your more typical engage supports open, like the Nautilus and the Leona at the moment. But the fact that Rakan's been taken away as well, that kind of S-tier support we've seen rise up so much during the European tournament, European Masters tournament, is, you know, taken off the board. But both teams really thinking about these bans. The Ezreal's going to get taken away from Keduii. We've seen this multiple times. We know that seaz wants to be roaming around the map. Something like an Ezreal, like maybe even a Ziggs, offers, you know, solid wave clear and a bit of safety. So we'll see whether or not they look to go for that. But it has been a bot lane bonanza in this second ban phase here from both of these teams. And again, running that clock down, really thinking about what they want to deny.
So Tristana is up and available, and it's one of Keduii's more favorite picks. So I would be surprised if I see it go through here, because that also gives a priority lane down the bot lane, which is something that Zhao would thrive in having. Priority top, priority mid, priority bot lane. Wherever he asks for the push, he's most likely going to have it. And we saw what happens when Akabane has 3 pushing lanes for himself. He completely takes over the map. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a Tristana ban right here, but it's going to be the Braum instead.
And you hit the nail on the head, instantly looking towards that Tristana. The Braum ban does signal to me that they're looking to kind of handshake off the Leona or the Nautilus here. I think it's normally the Leona who takes higher priority in that particular matchup. I can't remember because I'm an idiot. We'll see what they decide to go for as their AD carry though. Looking to lock in something here for Fnatic. Maybe something that can contest the pressure, or something that's just going to sit back.
I'm thinking Xayah, because you can get away from the combo of Galio, Zhao, Camille. Try to dodge one of these abilities that are going to lock you down in place, and then you can go a little bit more aggressive here with your support. You can go for something like the Leona here, or something like the Alistar. Is also really strong versus the Galio. You see Galio coming, you just throw him away. You get taunted, but if the Alistar gets taunted, that's fine.
He's got the cleanse as well, so he's able to handle that. Kind of forgot about the Alistar, but that is going to get locked in for Rhuckz. It has also been a bit of a Rhuckz special, so a nice little comp here for Fnatic. We'll see what Big are going to look to round it out with, though, because Big have got pretty solid lane. Is that what you were hitting on earlier? Saying Akabane able to move around the map pretty effectively just because he's got priority in pretty much every lane. Now, pending what they decide to lock in on the bot side here, the Sylas is getting locked in for Rika, the old switcheroo. It's Galio in the bot lane, baby.
We're talking triple globals like right here, because Sylas is going to be able to steal Ryze ult, so he's going to be able to follow him wherever he goes. And now you have to worry about an extra global, which is that Galio down the bot lane, which can follow up Akabane wherever he is on the map. This is such a 5-head switcheroo move right here for the side of Big. I really, really do like that. Although Sylas is going to suffer a little bit and Akabane loses a little bit on that pressure in the mid lane, at least in the early stages of the game. But look at the top lane, because Melonik has just swapped his summoners to ignite teleport. So I think there's a lot of bloodshed that we can expect.
definitely looking to get a little bit spicy here. And, you know, like you said, now that the mid lane does get a little bit easier, we need to keep our eyes on Dajor to play through MAXI, because if MAXI isn't enabled and Akabane able to take over the game, we saw what they did versus Eliminar. They completely destroyed them. So this game, honestly, mid jungle is going to be very important for Fnatic, but this top side is terrifying. If you're Pride right now, you're really, really scared, as we have loaded through on to the Summoner's Rift for our final game of Group C. Winner takes it all. It's time to go big or go home here for Fnatic.
You had to go there, Hiprain.
I had to. I got told not to say it, so I said it.
Yeah, that is very on brand for you. Absolutely right. Both teams qualify for quarterfinals. They're playing for seeding right now. Both of them want to be #1 seed in their group, so they can technically, and I'm doing quotations, you guys can see, so they can technically face another second seed team if they're the first seed, and vice versa. But I don't necessarily think Hiprain gets any easier whether you're first or second seed, because both the seeds are really, really rough.
I mean, like, you're potentially avoiding Carmine Corp is the big one.
True.
You're also potentially avoiding Movistar Riders as well. So, you know, the other options are Vodafone Giants or PDW at the moment. So it's definitely like, which one would you rather take?
It's kind of
I feel
like
Carmine Corp
poison.
are you want to avoid Carmine Corp though.
You are most definitely right. 2021 Spring Champions, not to be fiddled with, at least not in quarterfinals, I guess. And both junglers are going to start...
or quarters, they lost one game.
It was quarters, and they almost got knocked out by UCAP.
That was the one, yes. And UCAP is still yet to qualify. Their group, Group A is tomorrow, and there's still a chance that UCAP don't make it, but they are 2-1 right now. So, you know, realistically, expectation is Misfits Premier, the actual first seed from the LFL, who have beaten K-Corp or UCAP. So it's scary. No matter who you're playing some pretty scary teams. First and second teams from both group, and I like it that way. As Rhuckz making sure Bean not going to get himself too much damage dealt to him.
You see that both junglers are making their way towards the top side of the map. Absolutely. Akabane needs to play towards the top side of the map. You need to make use of that ignite onto Melonik's Camille. Oh, he does get it.
He does get it. Forces the hail out from Bean. That level 2 just a little bit too powerful, a little bit too quick. Fnatic kind of caught off guard there as Dajor just poking out Rika somewhat.
Yeah, and Akabane, you see, he's going to go for the whole switcheroo, and instead of going for that top side of his camps, he's going to go straight into mid lane.
Yeah, Dajor does have that flash to get away, gets himself the Rune Prison off as he's running away from his jungle. Akabane, all he needs to do is land that Whimper Come Lightning, and Dajor should just go down here. Tries to flash the wall, gets away in time. Akabane just follows. First blood for Big.
That was absolutely great stuff coming in from Akabane. They expect him to go towards top side of the map, possibly clear, and then go and gank for Melonik, because he has that ignite that could potentially gank up on Pride and take you down. Instead, he knows that Rika is under pressure. Dajor wants to smash in that wave, crashing that wave underneath Rika's tower, so then he can go towards the top side of the map and help MAXI with the Scuttle Crab. And these chances for Fnatic, but then he does lose the Scuttle Crab, and there's a lot of pressure on the top side of the map as bot lane keeps trading, but there's a lot of pressure on the top side of the map because MAXI now knows that Akabane had to take a retool. Dajor has TP'd back into his lane, full HP and full mana, and in the end, yes, Akabane takes the kill, but now MAXI is level 4 and he's going to be chasing him into his own jungle.
Yeah, he is forcing Akabane into a terrible situation. Dajor gonna clear out the ward as well. They don't actually see Akabane yet as the teleport's coming in. Melonik's making his way over, but Dajor just lets the lock Rika down instantly. They get him with the Spectral Maw, the flash over the wall. Now Akabane has to be careful. These overloads, these prisons could be huge. The slow from the chain lashes. MAXI flashes in. There's the Kingslayer. That's the longest hook shot I've ever seen. Rika burning low as he's just about able to survive. The smite will keep him alive at the moment. They found the knock on the Dajor, and this fight has gone oh so wrong for Fnatic Rising. Melonik gets the slow. The barrel could slow Melonik down. And just like that, Big are not done at all. MAXI jumps in, tries to sustain, but Melonik has the kill. He's almost got the hook shot back up as well. Pride needs to bolt it.
Wow. I actually thought that Big was in a lot of trouble, and Melonik did not seem too eager to get into that fight, even though he had the Ignite up and available. He seemed a little bit hesitant to join at the start. Rika gets chucked down really early, has to flash away, and Akabane is getting chased. But right here, I feel like Melonik does have a chance to join the fight, especially now that MAXI has flashed in, and you see how he's a little bit hesitant. He ends up going for the Ryze. He doesn't reach Pride or MAXI, and then they turn it around. Dajor, the smite, saves Akabane's booty right there, and then the chase begins for Melonik because he has the hook shot back up and available. Managed to grab MAXI. I think the hesitancy was right there because if MAXI gets one reset, the game ends right there, but Melonik is in trouble.
Melonik is absolutely in trouble, and Pride's making sure there's nowhere for him to go. They're not going to give this kill over to Pride, as MAXI actually the one to secure it. Pride should just be able to shove in a pretty healthy wave into Melonik, who's already burnt the teleport, so could lose a lot for this. Already pretty heavily down as they're jumping in onto Bean, getting good little pulverize off. The feathers are coming in, they've got the taunt. Keduii actually away, but they do find that trample stun onto seaz. Fnatic rising just about able to get away. Keduii also surviving with a small amount of health.
And that was a little bit overzealous by Big as well, because it had a huge wave pushing against them. You see how chucked down Keduii got from that wave as well. Xayah had to flash as well, and Fnatic rising. They might pull a bait here because they're still waiting in that burst. Rhuckz is gonna try to freeze the wave, trying to bait for Keduii, but Keduii is not falling for it. He is!
Oh, he is. He's headbutted. He's pulverized. He's flashed. Rhuckz not able to find the kill though. Keduii gets the reset and gets out alive. That was so close.
Oh, the mind games coming in from Fnatic rising. Rhuckz, we have seen it over and over again from the LEC, from Hylissang in the Fnatic roster. He tries to take the wave to a point where it just freezes. It never hits the tower, which means that then the big bot lane has to overextend, and them having no summoners could mean a lot of trouble for them. They pull the debate, and Bean almost managed to get that kill, but at the end of the day, it is both bot lanes summonerless on the bot side of the map, and we could potentially be seeing a lot of action coming there soon because Dajor has his ultimate up and available. He's back in now. He's gonna grab some items, and we could potentially see a lot of action coming our way. Rift Herald also up on the map right now, and you see how Rhuckz instantly makes a beeline for the top lane.
Yeah, they've got that cannon barrage, but not really the biggest wave to find a dive onto Melonik, and especially when it's out of sync with itself, as Rhuckz has made his way over, like you noted, so potentially could look for something. And I think now Melonik might realize that he's in for a whole lot of trouble. Down pretty heavily in the old farm department. Bean hasn't got level 6, and Akabane able to jump in. No flash for Bean.
He's dead.
No life for Bean. Akabane will lose his life, and already CS has had the time to get over here and make it in time. As the cannon barrage actually is used to clear out the wave bot side by Pride. Bit of a questionable position there by Bean, getting caught out as Dajor and Rika actually having a bit of a fight here. Overload goes wide, and that means Dajor gonna actually end up losing out on that little skirmish, as Fnatic will try and turn their attention towards this Rift Herald, although Dajor heavily chunked out. The hookshot comes in, they look to jump in onto him. They've got the taunt, they got the CC, as the barrel could do a bunch of damage. Melonik, his heart is broken. MAXI is still away as well. Akabane trying to find himself yet another kill. Pride chasing in for more. Rika misses out the chain lash, but MAXI finding double kill after double kill. Not really got the backup he needs to be able to get out of this one. So heartbreakers to safety, and Big will walk away with the fight victory.
2 for 3, but if you take a look on the scoreboard right now, that Xin is massive. Akabane, yet again, manages to find opportunities, manages to find the kills for his team. But unfortunately, so does MAXI onto the Viego, keeps getting reset after reset. Here we see the strength of the Camille lockdown to together with the Galio CC piling up, and as Akabane is busy getting kills for himself, look at MAXI, he's getting reset after reset, managed to grab a double kill for himself, but so did Akabane. So this is going to be a battle of the junglers. This is going to be probably like a better jungler wins scenario, but both of them are doing tremendously well so far. I'm pretty sure that when MAXI backs, he's going to have his Divine Sundra available for him to buy, and this is going to be a big, scary Viego joining the map.
Absolutely. As Rhuckz has just made his way in to help Dajor shove out the wave. They want to try and contest this Rift Tail, but it's way too slow. They're not going to be able to get there in time. So Big should be able to pick this objective up, and we'll see where they decide to try and crack open, whether or not they want to get metal. Maybe just look to get some play on this side.
Let's have a look at the state of the map right now, because the Rift Herald just went down. Akabane got it in his back pocket, and we need to take a look at where he's going to most likely choose to put it down. My bet would most likely be towards the bot side of the map. Tristana can push in. They could try to pull some sort of push on the bot side of the map. 4 plates remaining. You could push that with Tristana, put down the Rift Herald, try to cash in, get her that first item, and try to take the Yodel around the map, basically, and force fights together with the Camille and the Galio. That could be one opportunity. The second one would be try to pull a gank on a flashless member and then try to take as much tower plating power as possible with the Rift Herald. But right now, all of Fnatic Ryze members have their flashes up and available. Akabane wants to possibly try his lag top, but Pride has his flash. He has a pink ward in that bush as well. I don't think he's going down anytime soon, but if you look at where his wave is, it's that awkward state where you sort of want to push it in so it doesn't get frozen at that point, and you might end up overextending and getting ganked.
Rhuckz is wanting to come into Rika. MAXI's also in the area. But looks like they're going to call that off. The wave's a little bit too far away. Akabane is there, though, with that crab ready to put down. So his vision's just going to get given over, and Big going to continue to have some vision to work with. MAXI actually spotted out, so Akabane spots him out as well. There's that pink ward, and MAXI needs to be a little bit careful.
1 level up for Akabane right now. He's level 8 versus level 7 for MAXI, but both of the crucial mythic items have been completed. I'm pretty sure with the way Akabane is chasing MAXI around the jungle, he wins the 1v1 between the two of them. He has more HP, he has all the lifesteal as well as the passive, as the active, sorry, from Gold Drinker to back him up, but the whole Fnatic Ryze are coming at him.
Oh no, Rhuckz had to, way too early. Akabane has to be careful, he's locked in place a lot of CC. Here comes the Galio, here comes the Akabane ult. MAXI flashes away, knocked up, bopped up, taken down. No, Heartbreaker will save the day. The cannon barrage, it's a little bit too wide. And at the end of the day, the fight for the Gronk is won by Pride.
I think Melonik didn't hit his hook shot right there. He didn't quite go through the wall, which could have ended Max's life and given him a big fat shutdown gold as well. I'm not sure, I would have to see this again, but all in all, you see how MAXI needs to look over his shoulder the entire time. The fact that the Sylas is around the map, the fact that the Galio is roaming around, at any point the globals could come raining, onto Fnatic Ryze. It's a big problem. And on the bot side of the map, you see how Bean has sort of fallen behind. He's had to respect not going too close to his tower when he doesn't have any of his team around, because last time he did, he got taken down by Akabane.
So Dragon number 2 is getting started up here for Big. Fnatic unable to answer or deal with that. Akabane making his way over. They do find the Galio, but he's standing on a blast cone. Actually, he's delivered himself towards Rhuckz, but Rika also in the area. And Rika has that Alistar ult, a very high value ult for a champion like the Sylas, as MAXI will get spotted out, starting up his walls, but he's just losing camp after camp to Akabane, as Dajor actually finds himself caught out by Rika, and Rika, his damage is so high. They get the pulverize off. The overloads are doing a little bit of damage. Akabane jumps in. He's locked up. He's stunned underneath the tower. The tower shot's not there. Dajor gets the shutdown. Instantly loses his life. MAXI steals away Akabane's form. Heartbreaker's over the wall. Gets the speed up. And he is out of there. 1 for 1 for Fnatic.
That was a big shot on Akabane, just gave away. He was playing a little bit overzealous. Now Rika overextends and has to flash away. I think Big are biting a little bit more than they can chew, because there's just so much CC between an Alistar and Ryze. And a Viego, you can't just be going and tower diving like this. MAXI wants more.
They're feeling it good. Headbutt pole comes in. They got the teleport for the backup. Rika's going very, very low. MAXI finds the kill. Here they go. Seaz being chased down, but he is way too quick. And he's out of there.
Wow. I think Big have made 2 mistakes back to back. Akabane overextending, gets punished. Rika overextending, gets instantly punished. And they lose a lot of that tempo that they so easily built up in the early game. Akabane chasing MAXI around the jungle. He can't do that anymore. They're even in CS. MAXI slowly but surely catching up. And Melonik, they want to kill Pride.
Yeah, they do. He's going to get the blast go now, but he is locked in place. Melonik finds the kill. Rika, that's a pretty good teleport to get that one. And they are realm warped bot lane during that whole play. Akabane moving over towards the top side, and he's actually going to find himself MAXI. MAXI goes invisible, but Akabane is camouflage, not full invisibility. So MAXI has to jump away to safety with a spectral morph.
Okay, I take that back. Akabane did not lose his tempo. He's still chasing MAXI inside his jungle. For MAXI though, it doesn't necessarily mean too much because he doesn't end up going down and he doesn't lose any CS inside his jungle. Saying that though, if you look at the jungle of MAXI, absolutely empty. Only golems are up. If you look on the other side, on the side of Akabane, he's got his red, his golems, his wolf, and his Grom. And he's already about 20 CS ahead and an entire level up onto MAXI. So yes, MAXI doesn't lose anything inside his jungle, but the tempo is being lost because his jungle is empty and Akabane has been putting pressure onto the map. And then when he's done doing that, he just returns to his jungle camps and remains ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I think is the one saving grace for MAXI right now is the fact that he's picked up 4 kills. Otherwise, he would be genuinely useless. So at least he's been able to offer that for the team. He's been involved in the fights. Rika, Cannon Barrage, he stole that away from Pride a little bit earlier. It was on cooldown. Well, about to go on to cooldown, so he threw it down just to clear out the wave on the bot side and equalize out that wave state. But this time we're seeing Bean has actually joined into the action. But he does have that Feather Storm, has the Gale Forces. He's eating a lot of damage from Keduii. Keduii not going to be able to kill Bean, but will be able to take him out of the fight.
I was about to say that Big might not want to fight this because if you look at topside, Melonik has no mana, no teleport, no ignite. He wouldn't want to be able to join this fight at the Rift Herald. So what do Big do? They do what they do best. They try to turn their attention to something else, try to take something out of Bean. They don't force anything, not a summoner, not an ultimate. And ultimately, Fnatic Ryze managed to grab the objective that they gathered the whole team tops of the map for, which is the Rift Herald, and they could potentially put it down mid lane, create some pressure, and try to go stop the Dragon stacking for Big in a minute's time.
And crucially, Pride got first turret blood as well. Pride is secretly farming up kind of a Storm. Got the Triforce finished up. Obviously has that anti-heal. You can see a fair amount of anti-heal already coming in. You're playing into Akabane with a Gourd Drinker and then Kingslayer being a really fun and interactive ability. Someone needs to be able to handle that one.
I'll be interested to see how much gold. Oh yeah, he's like 1,000 gold ahead. I think he got a bunch of tower platings as well. Pre-14, he's got the first tower. Obviously the passive from the Gangplank when farming has done wonders for him as well. And obviously Gangplank getting ahead of the curve is something that you definitely want to have later on.
Absolutely, especially when it's this Triforce Gangplank, because this one actually really hurts. Now, this isn't the 5-barrel Gangplank. We are the patch before that, as Rhuckz needs to be a little bit careful. Does take a whole lot of damage, but Big are grouped up around the mid side. They know Fnatic want to crack open this mid lane and open the map up for themselves. Like you were saying, Dragon stacking is scary. It is only a Cloud Soul, so it's not the end of the world, but there are champions that do use that Cloud Soul fairly effectively.
When you see Zhao and Camille sprinting at you, I think that's a bit scary, yeah?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. As tower should go down in the mid side. They're going to trade the Dragon for it.
Big might want to flank for this one.
Yeah, they might. Seaz has to be quite careful. He's lost a lot of health, though. The charge not going to get interrupted, and they do get a good little route off. There's the Cannon Barrage. The fight is on. Keduii have to reposition. Pride finds the kill, and in goes everyone. The Feather Storm's huge, and Fnatic rising just walk over Big in the team fight. Only 2 stand.
That was such a great fight for Fnatic. It's all over here because MAXI is cosplaying Zhao.
MAXI! He's a madman! He's unleashed! He might just be going down paying for his crimes as Bean is looking to try and find the feathers. Melonik gets the shutdown. Little bit too over-eager from Fnatic.
Okay, so what happened right there for this fight? I think Big kind of messed up their fight, and you'll see exactly why right now. Seaz is not meant to be the first one running in. It is Akabane and it is Melonik, the ones that are supposed to go in first, and then the Galio jumps in. But what happens right here is that Seaz ends up dying without getting a single knockup, a single taunt, a single ultimate. So they dispatch of the member that's meant to be coming in later and creating space for Keduii and Melonik to put down the damage, and the rest just end up dying in a bunch of a CC that Fnatic end up putting down for themselves. So they instantly punish the overextension of Seaz and how Big wanted to take this fight. The Fnatic Ryze are coming out ahead, taking both mid lane towers that are so crucial to start taking some very important vision that they have been losing to this entire game so far.
Interesting there from Rhuckz to step up. He lost his flash. Teleport was used by Dale just to shove a fairly large wave in. Actually, it got trimmed out pretty quickly, but is going to be staying in the side lanes for the moment on this Ryze and slowly but surely building up some strength. Gone for the Everfrost build here. I actually really like the Everfrost into this big comp because they are somewhat short range. So being able to lock people down with that is going to be fairly huge. See what I did there?
Yes. I did, Hiprain.
You don't sound proud. Rhuckz gets himself bopped up. The cannon barrage comes down, but here comes the heroic entrance. MAXI will find himself taunted, will find himself hook-shotted as Pride's coming in. The barrels are big, but the cannon barrage is even bigger. It's a large play from the Dark League representatives as Fnatic lose everyone. Pride the only one standing, and he is worth some dosh, and that dosh will be cashed in. The gold is given over, the ace to Big.
And you see how much different the outcome is when Seaz is not the first one to walk in, when it is Akabane going in and Melonik going in, because the wombo combo comes in true. And that's not even the problem. That Galio ultimate gives so much room to Keduii to put down damage. If that doesn't happen, Keduii cannot walk up. Let's look at this again. Akabane is ready. He sees Rhuckz. He instantly joins the fight. Melonik is charging up his teleport, and look at that. When the Galio ultimate lands and Galio lands himself, Keduii takes so much room, space, and time to put down auto attack after auto attack. And once they've dispatched of Alistar, who's a big problem, and knocking them all away, they just keep on chasing the remaining members of Fnatic Ryze. Big figured out exactly how they want to play their composition, and they executed on it. They didn't once, and they lost the fight. They've instantly thought back on it, and they executed it textbook.
Absolutely lovely there. 21 minutes on the clock. Baron in the pocket of Big, and they are looking. They're fighting to secure first place.
Keduii?
Oh my word! He's gone. He's dead. And MAXI is chasing Sylas. He can reset the Buster shot into the face of the enemy team. The heartbreak is pretty big. Can MAXI survive? Yes, he can. Stealing away the fall. Nebraska's going to get used. Now he's stealing CC off the CC. Pride got the barrel. Rika will lose his life. MAXI's resurrecting a triple kill for Fnatic's jungler. Melonik might be next up on the menu. The Kingslayer is so big. Melonik looking for the kill though. Price coming in onto the flank. He's got the barrels. He's got the pops. He's got the feathers. He's got this in the bag. Fnatic rising with the clutchest team fight.
That was so well played for Fnatic Ryze, and they didn't even need Dajor in this fight because they catch out that one member that we said needs space and time to put down the damage. Oversteps and gets instantly chain CC'd and popped. And that is it. The ADC of Xayah is actually killing him, and MAXI ends up getting yet another shutdown. A lot of CC coming onto him from Melonik and Rika right there, but it's just not enough. And even when MAXI ends up going down, surprise, it is a guardian angel. He's gonna come back to life, and it is just a clean-up crew from Fnatic Ryze that ends up punishing Big for yet another huge misstep.
As we come out of the replay though, Fnatic, they're looking to contest this. Here comes Dale. He's got that Everfrost, the barrel. Gonna get popped. Remember, this is Cloud. So, Fnatic stealing away! And it's a heartbreaker for Big! MAXI is on a rampage right now.
Oh,
he's found himself Akabane, actually. Bean has to be careful. Bean has the Feather Storm. Is going to get instantly taunted up. Can they find the barrels? No, they can't. Fnatic made this a bit of way too much here. Good headbutt pulverize is coming in. Dale throwing out overload after overload. Melonik's having to fight with MAXI on the other side. And Dale, he can't do anything. He's flashed onto. Big turning around. Fnatic Fnatic crumble instantly.
What is going on? It's literally an ace for one team, then an ace for another, then an ace for another team. And again, you see the common denominator for Big's wins is Keduii staying alive. Fnatic Ryze are going in a little bit too deep. MAXI ends up stealing the dragon, but they pay with their lives. They manage to kill the support, but look at Bean. He overextends. He stays away from his team. He's pushing the wrong direction, and he gets instantly jumped on and capitalized on by the side of Big. And then it's easy because they know that MAXI is not there. He's on the other side of the wall, and Keduii is able to put down the DPS. And look at that. He's gonna play over the wall, and the second he's marked from the Ryze, he flashes the big damage through the wall. Such huge plays coming in from the Prime League's ADC, from Big's ADC. And while all of this is going on, Melonik managed to dispatch of MAXI as well.
Absolutely fantastic team fighting from Big, and a very questionable position from Bean. If he had just been with the team, maybe that fight wasn't even going to happen. Fnatic, though, do hold out on that Cloud Soul. They slow down an Elder Dragon respawn as well, which is pretty crucial. So find himself a little bit of space to get Dajor even stronger, because we saw the potential from this Ryze. What he's slowly ramping up to being able to do. 6 deaths, 2 kills, but not representative of the damage output coming out from this Ryze.
I just want to say one thing. I feel like both the ADCs should stick behind their teams, because 2 times they've overstepped, the teams have lost the team fights. And this is extremely crucial, because the main damage for their teams, Keduii.
Oh, he's lucky Keduii had already flashed.
Look at all the vision around. They know there's 4 members bot.
Oh no. Galio's coming in. Bean trying to dodge away, but he's actually hit by the knockup. That's going on with this tower dive. Rhuckz actually insects back
Akabane?
one. Rika comes in, but here's Akabane. Like you said, they've already found a kill on the dive. It's been whipped by Fnatic. Dajor has to find the damage. Sends the Featherstop. Akabane gets the shield off. He's finding kills left, right, and center. Dajor, can he reset? He's trying to roll warp out in time. Oh. He makes the grand escape. Dajor's out. MAXI's out. Fnatic. It wasn't a good play, but goddamn, it was flashy.
What in the world happened to Dajor? Because I'm pretty sure Keduii's R went through and Dajor had like 10% HP. I would love if we could have like something like a video onto that Ryze ultimate, because I want to know how much HP Dajor managed to escape with. That was absolutely insane. The fact that this Zhao survives for so long with 3 members of Fnatic Ryze beating him to death under the tower is just insane. All in all, it's not a play that gives any team the advantage on the map right now, because as you can see, no towers went down. Melonik didn't manage to get that inhibitor tower, but Rhuckz could be in a lot of trouble here.
Oh, I think Rhuckz is just going to have to accept this. And hello, he's out. He's out. Run, Cal, run! Don't be a beef burger. They're chasing you with the chef. The chef chicken wants you. He's out.
Oh my god, this is a chicken chef. You're right.
It is a chef. It's literally, he is the fast food Galio. And Rhuckz is apparently fast food because he has himself that speed up item. I can't remember the name of it. Baron's going to get started by Big. Fnatic, they know what's going on, but I just don't think they can get here in time. They're teleporting in, but seaz has got the zone.
It's
There's
too
the
late.
Baron. Rika has come in. Dajor looking to lock down, stealing away that ultimate. Rhuckz gets himself caught, and he's instantly blown up. This should just be the team fight. It's Dajor overloading for damage, but he will lose his life to Rika. Pride trying to kill Melonik, but the rest of his team is already dead. And Fnatic, with that, may just have given up their opportunity to make first in Group C. MAXI is doing his best to buy time, but Baron in the pocket of the enemy team. Death timers are incredibly long. At least you're going to lose one of your Nexus towers here.
They're going to lose Next Tower, they're going to lose the Inhibitor, they're also going to lose Soul, because the only one up on the map right now is MAXI, and he can't stop that either. Rhuckz is spawning soon, but the entirety of Fnatic Ryze is already beelining for that Soul, and this is going to be so hard to deal with, because A Galio, Sylas, Zhao, Camille running at you at high speed. It's just going to be so hard to deal with. Yes, Alistar has a bunch of CC, but there's only so much he can do onto one member. And again, we're seeing this fight. Rhuckz is like on 50%. He's so low. The second he goes in, ultimate or not, he cannot withstand the damage because there's just 3 or 4 items on every carry right there. And you see, Dajor is instantly jumped on. They found Bean again. With his ultimate up, he dies yet again. The Fnatic Ryze in ADC, and from there on out, it is literally just Big chasing away everyone from Big.
No, Rika's the one who's been found this time. Look at the sustain on him, though. He's got the Alistar ult, and now Melonik's looking for Dajor. They're trying to kill Rika, but Rika will finally get his heart broken. This time, Bean is alive. This time, Keduii is alive. Melonik has to jump over the wall, but Dajor loses his life. Now they're jumping in onto Akabane. He has no GA. He's looking to get himself caught out. They're bringing in the Galio. They're bringing in the backup. As he jumps in, Melonik comes in. What a taunt! What a team fight for Big! Fnatic will fall! That is the ace! That should be the game for Big. MAXI goes down, and Melonik can close this out. Big will take first in Group C.
Big's team fighting is just superb. There is nothing that beats it. They played so well. They see Pride TPing. They instantly dispatch of the Gangplank, and Melonik is going to seal the deal. Level 17 Camille absolutely dominating the map together with Akabane. This is such a decisive win right here. And Pride, you spawned a second too late.
It's a little bit too late. They are looking for the overload damage, but it's not going to be there. Big take first in Group C.
Big's performance today has been absolutely insane. I would be very scared if I was the second seed out of any other group to face Big right now, because even when they seemed like they threw the game, Keduii gets caught, they instantly pull back. They know exactly what went wrong. They never done this again. Fnatic Ryze kept on trying to force, overforce. And if you remember, one of the only team fights that Fnatic won was when seaz walked in first on where they caught Keduii, and it just never happened again. Big were able to pull back the reins and play how they needed to, and that was so beautiful to watch, honestly.
I'm very glad you mentioned Keduii, because we actually have him standing by for an interview. Keduii, hello, and first of all, a massive congratulations on that win. That was a pretty hypey game. How are you guys feeling right now?
Hello, first of all, thank you. We're all very hyped. This day was very good from us, I think. We played the first 2 games very well. The third game now was a bit harder, I would say, but that's just probably only because Fnatic just plays really well overall. And yeah, we are very happy. It's a 3-0, and we go in as a third seed to the quarters.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, you now end the group stages only on 1 loss, and that loss was to Fnatic. What do you think you guys changed up from that first game versus Fnatic to this game versus Fnatic?
Personally, I was not happy with how we drafted for bot lane in our first game against Fnatic, because we played like a matchup that was not so nice. Overall, like we had like Kai'Sa Nautilus, I think, which are champs that are not so good right now in the meta, and overall also not our favorite champs to play. So yeah, today I played Tristana, and I was very happy that they didn't actually ban it in second phase. And yeah, I think that's first of all the biggest change that we did, just the bot draft.
I just want to make a question here that concerns what your coach said earlier on in the day. He says, I'm seeing a team getting a double trophy here, either Misfits, Command Corp, or Big. And there's a pattern where these 3 teams mentioned are multi-threat teams. Bot lane can carry, mid lane can carry, jungle can carry, top lane can carry. We saw in just one game right now, you carrying, Akabane carrying, Melonik carrying, seaz carrying, and mid lane carrying. And it was like, where do we put our eyes on? Because you guys seem to be an all-around, really strong team, and everyone can step up. Where do you think your strength lies and everyone is stepping up so majorly?
Yeah, I think our strength is as well that we have people that can, like, everyone can carry basically. But overall, I would say that just playing through our mid-jungle always helps us a lot. Like today, for example, in all of 3 games, our jungler was very fat from very early on already. And mid laner helps him a lot in that. They play really well as a duo. And yeah, I think that's our biggest strength right now. And I think there are still a lot of strengths that we still didn't show maybe, and that the other teams should be scared of.
Oh.
I mean, we actually just had Trouble talk about like kind of the big three teams, you know, the teams that are potentially in for a double trophy. But do you think there's any teams that are kind of maybe being slept on a little bit? Any teams that you think maybe you don't want to underestimate? Is there any other teams, you know, you're maybe excited about during this tournament?
Well, I would personally love to play against Giants in quarters, and it would make sense now, right? Since we are first seed and they are second seed. Because I feel like they played very well the EU Masters until now. I didn't expect them to be this good. And yeah, I think they are kind of underrated. Maybe not so anymore because they actually played really well now. And yeah, I would really love to play them in quarters at least.
Awesome. Well, Keduii, honestly, congratulations on making first in Group C. That game was an absolute banger. It was a blast to watch, and you guys have been really, really fun. Amazing turnaround from that loss versus Fnatic at the beginning of the tournament. Congratulations once again. We'll speak to you soon, all right? See you later.
See ya. Goodbye.
Oh, what a game, Trouble. We actually had, you know, our first game together was a little bit sleeper as Big absolutely stomped Illuminar. Then the middle one kind of didn't mean anything. And then when it meant something, it delivered. It
was amazing.
Absolutely corker
also,
of a game.
Can I give major respect to Keduii for not patting his own back? Because I felt like he was a big, major reason that Big actually won this game. I do understand the fact that Akabane had like a 5-0 record like 10 minutes into the game, and that was a huge part, but the way that Keduii played the game, I think, solidified the victory for his team. When he was jumping in, tracking every single cooldown, the way he was stepping, I was about to say forward, but it's very unfortunate with the current replay that we get because he stepped forward right then, but he was blasted. But he plays more of a min-max scenario when he's playing the Tristana. He will play on the lanes, and it showed right here. And every time Keduii managed to stay alive through the fights, Big could just not lose. And then when he thought Keduii was the big carry, Melonik was jumping in with the Camille, and he was absolutely destroying MAXI, who was the most fed member of Fnatic Ryze. And if that wasn't enough, you had Rika completely controlling the entire fight with the chains, with the slows, with the heals, with the hourglass. I think it was like a big display of how multi-talented this big roster is and how they can carry from legitimately every single role.
Yeah, you really hit the nail on the head there. Every role is capable of carrying, and you know this game was a masterclass of that. But I think this group stages had a moment where we've just been able to say, yeah, they were the carry for the side of Big. It's been an amazing, amazing game from them. Fnatic as well, a massive step up from domestic. As soon as they came into this tournament, they have shown us they are ready to play. I mean, Dajor, who joined during the playoffs for Fnatic, having to play through that play-in stage and getting his extra games under his belt has done them, honestly, a world of wonders. And Fnatic, I don't think are a team that you know, you want to sleep on. And if you're one of those first seeds, they're a team that, you know, will challenge you. But man, Big are looking monstrously scary as a team, and I am so excited to see, you know, who they play and how their games go. But let's bring up the standings and see how everything falls at the end of today. This is across the board. We've got Group A, which is we're not really going to talk about because that is tomorrow. But over in Group C, Fnatic Rising are the second seed, and Big will be the first seed. The first seed from Group D is Carmine Corp, and second seed is Vodafone Giants. On the side of Group B, it's Movistar Riders, and then PDW. I'd like to actually maybe switch it over towards the schedule and just see what games we got coming up in tomorrow's matches. Misfits, UCAM, Anno, a Go Rogue UCAM, Anno Misfits, UCAM, Anno, and then a Go Rogue Misfits Premier. Trouble, I normally ask what game are you excited for, but we get everything here in Group A. So what teams do you think are going to be our top two?
So I think we've been talking for a long time about the rise of the SLO. We haven't seen a Spanish team win it all in so long. And then finally, they have the chance to go into these quarterfinals with 3 teams. This will be the most teams out of any other region that they will be able to get through, because even the LFL managed to get Misfits Premier in, that would be only 2 together with Carmine Corp. And yes, these 2 are absolute freaking giants. But then again, the SLO is bringing 3 teams. And we've heard Noah, even in the LEC, saying it's our year this year. It's the SLO's year, and I'm excited to see what UCAM, Vodafone, Giants, and of course, I blanked out.
Oh god, I blanked out as well. UCAM, Vodafone. Movistar Riders, the first seed from their group, I believe, as well, if I remember right. I literally just looked at it. You know, it's been a long day. We've had some explosive games. Sometimes our brains are a little cooked.
It's just really hard to choose whether you want to end up being the first seed or the second seed, because you're going to face 3 SLO teams possibly, which are really hard to beat. And then you've got the Carmine Corps and the Misfits in there together with Big. It's like, this is not quarterfinals. This is a death row.
It is a, honest to God, horrifying run at quarterfinals into semifinals if you're not one of those big teams, and even if you are one of those big teams, it's a scary one. We're going to be rounding out the group stage tomorrow, same time, same place, so make sure you make it here. As for that, we are going to say goodnight, Trouble. You've been killer, been wonderful casting with you again, and we will see you tomorrow.
Big, I'm going to have to start figuring out another word, is that they have control over those side lanes. I say that, we are going to see Keduii just getting jumped on. There's the Galio ultimate though, onto 3. They're going to have the Encore coming down, and only lands down onto the Galio, and there's just no extra follow-up. They just weren't respecting the ultimates and the TPs. Teleport coming in from the Kennen. This is a bit of a split fight. You can see the Or not quite here with it. The Kennen is there, going to be straight away. Nothing they can do, but again, Illuminar cannot get the damage. They cannot find the people. It's a 2-for-2 trade, and Bean is pre-firing. He's looking for so much more. He's looking for so much more damage. Flash and Heartbreaker probably going to have to be used here. He gets charmed up, knocked up, and goes straight into the Sonya stasis. Now Chris taking a bit of a beating here from the Ryze, but the Viego is dead. Flash, the slicing Maelstrom. That's why Pride had to be focused. Triple kill going over to Fnatic's Pride. Quadra kill for Pride. Dior is going to jump in and try and just defend his AD carry. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. Teleport going to be committed. Another teleport showstopper to bring them all in. Oh no. Oh, face breaker just means everything for the side of Fnatic Rising.
They are continuing this here. Jumping into the taunt, and Chris may have bit off a little bit too much there. They're jumping in. Here's the Galio, the slam down. Rika finds the kill, finds the knock up, the Justice Punch. It's a grand entrance, a heroic entrance. Yeah, he has been jumped onto, but he's got his support coming in. Great little reposition there actually by Dominate to get away from the feathers to make Keduii can hide it. Useless as the butter shot. The feathers catch onto Charm. Rika's coming in with a taunt, and he gets away with murder. Keduii, beautiful outplay. This Rift Herald, they are heavily chunked out. The hookshot comes in. They look to jump in onto him. They've got the taunt, they've got the CC. As the barrel could do a bunch of damage. Melonik, his heart is broken. Being out the feather storm is going to get instantly taunted up. Can they find the barrels? No, they can't. But Fnatic made this a bit off way too much here. Good head from Pulverize is coming in. Dale throwing out overload after overload. Melonik has the Pyromaxi on the other side. And Dale, he can't do anything. He's flashed onto. Big turning around. Fnatic crumble.
He's going to flash in, and he steals the Baron.
One of the quickest games in competitive history.
How did that connect by Angel? Shockwave onto 4. Double kill for him on the Jinx. That was disgusting.